Here's everything you need to know about driver's ed in under 5 minutes. Chapter 1. You need to check a lot of things in your car, specifically around your car, the people in your car, the tires, the seatbelts, the mirrors, check for scratches, check for leaks, and then you'll be ready to go. You also need to learn how to do the basic things, such as turn the key, move your seat, how to use the air, how to smash the horn, how to use the steering wheel, and how to change gears. You will also be shown a car's floor that has 4 pedals, the parking brake, clutch, service brake, and accelerator pedal. You can probably tell that the names for half of these things will be very stupid. In fact, they don't even teach you how to use a clutch pedal. They only tell you that it exists. You'll also learn how to use cruise control, even though it's forbidden to use it during drives with your instructor. You will also be informed of other small things such as your seatbelts again, your engine light, and so on. Nothing important. You will also learn once again how to use your mirrors in case you forget to see. Chapter 2 explains some of the basic things in the car while driving, such as steering, how to use your eyes, how to use your foot, and how to use your foot slightly differently. You'll also learn how to park, which is simple in theory, just don't mess it up, because apparently, diagonal parking is the easiest of all the techniques alongside perpendicular and parallel. Chapter 3 teaches you about some of the signs and what they are in case you can't read. For example, the stop sign, keep left sign, railroad crossing sign, the do not enter sign, and even the wrong way sign. You will also need to learn about the speed limit, but that isn't important since everybody speeds anyways. You'll also learn about the other non-important signs such as school crossing signs. You will also learn how to see red, green, and yellow on traffic lights and other lanes. If you can't, just see the colors. You'll find out what they mean through common sense just like everything else you're going to learn. Chapter 4 dives into nerd stuff, which involves things like inertia, momentum, centrifugal force, and other things that aren't even real because science isn't real. Set these things aside doesn't mean nothing unless you're going too fast, which I guess everybody does. You'll also learn about when and when not to drive. For example, do not drive if you cannot see 10 feet in front of you. Chapter 5 once again reminds you how to see, but then you have to look ahead of you as if you weren't doing that already. You'll also learn how not to tailgate so that you don't get flipped off by every single driver you see or don't see. You'll also be told how far to look ahead, which is anywhere from 8 to 30 seconds, even though it's all relative because of speed. The book also explains that you should be able to take a shower in 120 to 300 seconds, which does not apply to most normal people. But then again, the people who made this book are not normal. Chapter 6 tells you all about actual important things on the road that you'll encounter. For example, intersections, and you will be once again reminded to use your eyes in case you've forgotten. You'll also learn the 8-step process in turning through an intersection. However, this can be boiled down to look and turn. Lane changes can be difficult for many, but are usually not too hard since you will most likely do this hundreds of times to perfect it. However, you will once again be reminded to use your eyes, but with more caution. I think you can see where this is going. You will also learn how to pass cars, but this won't matter because everyone will pass you since you'll be doing no more than 0.0001 miles per hour over the speed limit. Roundabouts are terrifying. Just avoid them. U-turns turn you around. Y-turns also turn you around in residential areas, but don't do it in a driveway or they'll become angry. Chapter 7 teaches you to use your eyes for the trillionth time. Remember that we aren't even halfway through the book yet. You must also use your eyes to try not to hit a pedestrian. However, many make mistakes, as I have made a mistake myself of a similar nature. You will also learn how to use your eyes to look for motorcycles, bicycles, and oversized vehicles as if you couldn't see them already. Also, if you get stuck at a railroad crossing, get out of your car, run, and never look back. Chapter 8 talks about how to drive one direction, how to turn left, how not to hit pedestrians in case you forgot, how to drive straight, and how to turn right and left. You'll also be reminded to not swerve to avoid animals. This goes to show that the people who made this book once again are not real humans. Chapter 9 talks about the infamous highway, the land where everyone speeds. You will learn how to use your eyes to get on and off the highway. This goes on for 7 pages. Chapter 10 is all about driving conditions. You'll learn how to use your eyes, how to use your eyes, how not to blind other people's eyes, how to use your eyes, how to use your eyes to slow down, how to use your eyes while driving slow, how to drive when you can't see, and how not to slide off the road and die. You'll also learn to recover from a loss of control, but you'll never actually practice it unless you pay an extra $300 for a special class. But let's face it, you aren't special. You will also learn how to crash a car when it can't be avoided. But the simplest solution is to just not crash in the first place. It is not that difficult. Chapter 11 is all about your car and how to check the fluids properly. Once again, just use your eyes and you will be a master at checking fluids, something that no one does until it's too late. So unless you want your car to explode, check your fluids once every other week. You'll also learn about what to do if your engine/power steering/gas pedal/brake pedal/tire fails. For power steering, just steer, but with more effort. If your engine fails, just stop. If your gas pedal fails, just stop. If your brake fails, just stop. If your tires fail, just stop. If you can't stop, aim for something to crash into. If you have important people in your car, what am I saying? There won't be any important people in your car. One useful thing you'll actually learn though is how to change a tire. However, everyone is lazy and just takes their car to a tire shop. I would advise you to do the same. Also, you must have a 20-pound emergency kit according to the book in case you get an emergency, but this totally won't happen if you're a good driver. Chapter 12 tells you all about distractions. You're probably even distracted right now about something. Maybe you're thinking about breathing, and now you're manually breathing, and now you can't stop. You're welcome. Essentially, this chapter tells you not to have pets, don't have a phone, don't listen to music, don't eat, read, do makeup, use deodorant, clip nails, do hair, sneeze, look at anything besides the road even though you have to according to the book, and lastly, don't have people, but this won't happen anyway since you don't have friends. Chapter 13 is all about your state of mind. Basically, don't be happy, sad, angry, anxious, afraid, tired, or literally any other emotion as it is a distraction. You must also not engage in aggressive driving, which is nearly impossible if you live in the United States, so good luck. The book also teaches you how to not be anxious by being a perfect person and doing no wrong. And since this book is teaching you everything you need to know, this shouldn't be a problem at all. Chapter 14 is simple. Don't drink. But on a serious note, someone passes away from an alcohol-related crash every 50 minutes. Just don't drink at all before you drive. The chapter also tells you about points. You may think points are good, but think again. Essentially, driving is like golf. Get into negative points territory. The only problem is in driving, you cannot. Make one fatal mistake and it could be over for your entire driving career. But you're taking driver's ed. You're taking this class, so that shouldn't be a problem because you're a perfect driver. You'll also learn how not to do other drugs before driving, such as cocaine, meth, weed, LSD, shrooms, crack, Lysol, ecstasy, NyQuil, and snorting Smarties if you're one of the cool kids. Chapter 15 is the last chapter in the book that talks all about avoiding crashes and tickets. It's easy, just avoid them. You'll also learn how to buy a car. It's simple, just buy it. You'll also learn about vehicle insurance. It's not hard to get, just get it. You'll also learn how to take a road trip, but I know you won't since you'll have nowhere to go with other than a stuffed animal that you've had since your birth.